Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Gossip Break. I am one of your beautiful co-hosts, Becky.
And I'm Bri. And today we are going to be having a very special episode because we are actually in the same location. We are live in-person podcast. However, things didn't exactly go to plan.
Oh,
I am currently in a closet right now recording while Becky is in my office because for some reason we could not get our shit together to get us in the same room. I don't know. We're not tech girls, but we made it
no, we're
here on
not.
the mic
But
for our
we,
gossip break
guys,
regardless.
yeah, the show must go on, you know? We just
We
had to
struggled.
auto-engineer this, so apologies in advance if it's, a little questionable, but I promise you this might be one of the best episodes we've had so far, just based on
Yes,
the
we have a lot of
stories.
hot topics. And yeah, just forgive us for the audio this time if it sounds kind of crazy. Next week we will be back to normal, sounding amazing. Don't hate us. So let's get into it because we have been enough fiddling around trying to work this podcast. We are like so ready to just start gossiping already. So we're going to talk about some pop culture hot topics today, and then we're going to go into a little Real Housewives of New Jersey recap of the latest episode. I think it was episode 3. First off, you want to talk about Summer House reunion looks?
I would love to.
Okay, so Summer House, Martha's, I could literally never say that.
I
Martha's
always say,
Vineyard.
I always do that too. I always say Marthers. And I'm
I
like, I
have to
sound like
say
my mom.
MV. So
Yeah.
yeah, Summer House MV and Summer House Original both had the reunions recently, and their looks for the outfits came out. And Becky and I are of course going to rate the looks. So we wanted to go through them really quickly and share our thoughts. Who should we start with? Should we start with OGs or
We'll
MV?
start with OG because I have a
Okay.
lot to say about MB.
Oh, okay. So let's start off. OG was pretty, I feel like, standard. Everybody kind of like it's giving cohesion. Everybody looks
Yes.
like they're supposed to be in the same place, honestly, besides Danielle on the very end. But
Yes.
okay, so Amanda Batula starting off looks literally like a Greek goddess. I think it says here, modern day goddess aesthetic. Looks amazing. I mean, really no notes.
No, she looks very good. It fits her well, and it's different enough from the other girls that she like stands out that she's like kind of the star, you know?
Yes. Yeah, she does kind of
So,
stand out because the other girls kind of had a theme going, but she still fit
mm-hmm,
the theme while standing out.
mm-hmm. I like that.
Next, we have Kyle Cook. He's wearing a green suit. Honestly, I mean, the guys all kind of killed it. That you can't really, besides
Yeah.
Carl, but Kyle looks nice. And
The
besides
guys
the mullet
match too.
has to go.
Yeah, where is he from? Why does he do that?
I'm
Kyle
pretty sure
Cook.
he's from Vermont, like
Oh,
not even a southern area for him to be doing. But yeah, I think they actually cut it at the reunion. I think Andy cuts it. Thank God.
yeah, because he needs to let it go. Whatever he's holding on to with that mullet, it's time to move on.
It's gotta go. And then let's just go into some of the girlies together. So Paige DeSorbo, Lindsay Hubbard, Sierra Miller. They're all giving torso,
Yeah, they're all wearing the same dress,
basically,
but
in
I
different
love
ways.
it. I love
Yeah,
the
like
drape, the little tummy out. I do like it. I've actually been very inspired by this style lately because I saw it on Mia Thornton on the last episode of Potomac, like her dress that
mhm.
like it kind of hung at the hip a little bit. Like it showed like it's like a little sexy, but it still is like long, like legs are covered, like still covered at the top. And I don't know, I like it.
Yeah.
It's kind of weird. They're all wearing like literally the same thing. You can tell it's very strategic, but
Yeah, it's definitely like I said, like giving cohesion.
yeah, it goes with the set very well.
On Bravo's website, they have a little like inspiration or what the people said for each of their looks. And Paige says she channeled both actresses, Zendaya and Anne Hathaway, with her white column dress and sophisticated glam. I could see it.
I can see it. I do see the vision. So,
Lindsay says simple goddess vibes for her. Agree. I see
mhm.
it. And then, yeah, finally, Danielle. Actually, no, Gabby Prescott as well. She looks great. She's also giving like the goddess vibes. Like they all, it says it's giving, this is Gabby, it's giving Grecian goddess and birth of Venus. That's what she told BravoTV.com. Same.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I really like hers. I think I might like hers the best.
Yeah, I
Just
really
like
like
the way
Gabby's
it,
so pretty.
yeah, it fits on her. It's like very complimentary. It's very different from like housewife reunion looks where they all look like they're like
Hmm.
going to a beauty pageant or like
Yeah.
prom
Or the
and they're like
club.
40. Like no shade. But then
Yeah,
these
this
are
looks like
all
she's going
like,
to like the Cannes Film Festival.
yeah, no, literally. And I kind of enjoy that because it's like real fashion, not like that bejeweled,
I'm pretty
stuff.
sure Gabby is like a creative director of a fashion magazine, like a black fashion magazine or some kind of fashion magazine. So I knew she was going to
Mhm.
come and stunt. So I was
Yeah,
happy to
no,
see.
you can tell she has good taste.
Carl looks like a mess. I don't even want to
Oh
entertain
my
this.
gosh,
I'm
no.
sorry, but you couldn't put on a nicer top. What is that? It's like just like a jacket and white pants as always. It's just giving the same. I can't. He says his look was, in quotations of Carl, tortured Motown singer goes to the Hamptons. Oh,
I see where he was trying to go. I don't know why he said Motown. He
yeah, that
like
wasn't necessary.
when I think of Motown, I think of like Marvin Gaye.
Exactly. And that's not giving Carl. So,
No, maybe the
so anyways,
shoes.
yeah, I can't. Literally,
Anyways.
it was just the shoes, and he decided to claim that for himself. And then finally, we have Jesse Solomon and Wes Wilson. I think they both look great. But like I said, besides Carl and Danielle, they all really killed it, in my opinion.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to MV because,
Oh,
yeah, they're a little bit more controversial with their look.
yeah, they
Well, at
did
least some
not
of them
plan
are.
ahead together.
There's some of the new girls, the new kids on the block. We want to see how they do. You want
Also,
to take us away with the
yes,
MV
you know
girls?
why I feel so passionately about this reunion in particular is because last season they didn't get a reunion and everyone begged and pleaded,
Mm.
like, give us a reunion. They gave us, do you know where the reunion is set?
Is it in the clubhouse?
It's in the clubhouse.
Oh my gosh.
I
That's
was like,
you
is
guys
this,
didn't have to
it's,
do them like that. They deserved better.
that's what I was like, oh, this is offend. I'm like, I'm not that offended, obviously, because it's like,
I'm
honestly,
scared for
that's what
them.
they, yeah, that's kind of what y'all deserve is a clubhouse reunion by the way y'all acted.
Maybe it's yeah to humble them and they'll season 3 is really like I feel like what marks a franchise, the defining moment when it's people are getting along or they're deciding they don't get along, like relationships have evolved and I really
Yeah,
hope
they're
they get a
sending a
season 3.
message. They're sending a message to the audience and the cast members like, y'all barely got here.
Yes, and they didn't get
We
renewed yet, so
Yeah, like we want to keep y'all here, but just know that the budget didn't allow it. So come correct next season if we give you one. That's what it was giving. That's the message they were giving me. Because everyone has these beautiful sets, and then
for reunions,
you guys use the clubhouse.
yeah, it's a little embarrassing.
Anyway, so we're gonna start off with Nick, our author Ash of the Vineyard. He's in pink, like kind of flamingo blazer, and of course some loafers, typical Nick
Of
fit. I
course.
think they're putting him. I'm also now thinking they're putting him first because they're gonna center the show around him because he kind of gave us everything this season.
He did. I'm not gonna lie. Nick showed up, and I like Nick as a reality TV star because he's not like so crazy in your face,
He's
but well,
not
as a,
desperate.
he is, but in a way that like feels authentic in a way. Like
Yeah.
he almost reminds me of Michael Scott, as crazy as that sounds from The Office, because like the way that he talks about himself, like when he was talking about like the running and like nobody congratulating him, like he just thinks that he is the center of the universe, and that just gives me such Michael Scott vibes.
No, it does. We kind of love it because it's like kind of awkward because he's like nerdy. So it's not like he's like a
Yes,
jock, like cocky. He's just like a little goofball that's like, guys, like I'm over here,
I love
like
it.
so I kind of love it. And then of course, next we have Miss Jasmine Cooper and her also pink blonde look. I kind of
I
like
mean, the
it.
dress is fine. I just don't care for her as a blonde, if I'm being honest. I think
Yeah,
this look would have ate if she was had her black
dark.
curls. Yeah.
Yes. Dark hair. Yeah, it's a little like it kind of washes her out a little bit.
That's what I was thinking. It washes her out a little bit, but otherwise I
Hair,
think she looks great.
yeah, color theory is very important. And then we have
Okay.
Jordan. I have a few questions. She has on her inspiration was avant-garde alien Dom Barbie, which is what it
Okay.
gives. Again, we're in the clubhouse, so it feels a little out of place for your first reunion look.
This whole outfit is a miss for me. And I understand that she was trying to give us something different, and I appreciate that. However, it was just so poorly executed. The top looks like it's giving me Lady Gaga meat dress
Yes.
vibes. And if you're gonna go with that top, that's cool, but then you need to have a different skirt. Like the white fluffy skirt looks like a couch,
Mhm.
and then pink
Like
stilettos, I
metallic.
don't understand. Like everything is just not, it's there's no cohesion. Give me a cool, she literally just had to put on a black skirt instead of
Thing.
white.
All these pieces by themselves, cute.
The
Together,
texture doesn't work together. Like I think the
yeah.
texture of the skirt needed to be similar to the top.
Yeah, because she was definitely trying to give like I'm trying to be different, but it kind of
It
missed.
doesn't. It doesn't work. Yeah. I love you, Jordan girl, but please.
No, very beautiful girl. And then next, also none of them look like they're going to the same place at all, which is the clubhouse. So, because Miss Bria is giving us Real Housewives, but like 10 years before, like where it's the bejeweled dress, but it just shows her legs.
I was listening to a podcast and they said something about Bria that totally made me change the way I think about her, or like her perception, and just seeing her outfit tied it all together for me. They were basically saying that Bria is like a modern day Paris Hilton. Like that's like her aesthetic. And it makes so much sense because she's just like this entitled, spoiled brat and just
With
so
her little
bratty, you
dog.
know? And with her little dog that she carries around everywhere. Like I think that's what she's going for. And like this look
Yes.
is Paris Hilton, the pink sparkles with the
Yeah,
pink little bow
I
shoes and the perfect hair.
Yeah, I can see where she's like trying to pick her lane in like the cast, but it's also
Uh-huh.
like that I don't like it because like she is so bratty. She's just like such a little brat on the show. But I guess I have to respect like
She
her
makes it
position.
entertaining.
Yeah, she like whines the whole time and she has like her like German, like her European boyfriend that is like crazy. And no, it does get Paris Hilton. It does. Our little doll. And then we have, but the thing it's the cohesion. Like it doesn't make sense, but it shows their personality. But I'm still just like, sure, guys. Um, Shanice, who looks great with dark hair, might I add.
So much better. Like again, you girlies need to stop with the blonde hair. You guys look so much better brunette. I am like such a brunette
Yes.
stan because like every week on this podcast, I'm like telling another woman like she looks so much better. She was brunette.
Oh my goodness. She's channeled Preppy Barbie for this reunion, and I can see how we got there. And it's crazy that she was accused of being the worst dressed this season. However, no one's really knocked my socks off where I'm like, wow, I love it. At least not yet, anyway. I believe the
I
theme
haven't
was
thought
pink,
about any of their styles like that. They haven't like really defined themselves by style. I don't think.
other than Nick.
Oh yeah, other than Nick, I was thinking of the
Yeah.
girls, but yeah, Nick for sure. He's literally the only style icon on there.
Wow.
He
Con-
is Summer House MV Paige DeSorbo.
yes, style
I love that
kink.
for him.
Congratulations, Nick Arrington. You've officially been awarded by Gossip Break as the style icon of Summer House Martha's Vineyard.
It's an honor. You should be really proud.
Moving on, Amir.
I'm trying to decide if I like it. I mean, it's a little different. It's giving arms. The cutoff sweater vest, I
Giving
guess.
arms. His inspiration was pink polo, but sexy, young, and fresh. I think it would have been better if he had on an actual polo,
Hmm.
like a button down, instead of like the sleeves, because I feel like it just, he's not tall. He's a short king,
That's
beautiful
why he has to
face.
give arms.
Yeah, but you can have a nice tight polo and give some arms, but I don't have to see
Yeah.
like your shoulders completely. Like you don't have to look like a little action figure.
You know what? It's giving Clubhouse though. That's Clubhouse energy.
No, it
He knew
he is
exactly where he was going.
no, he knew he was headed to the clubhouse and he dressed accordingly. So that I do appreciate. You're right. Next, we have Preston with pink head to toe with his little beanie and his white boot, pulling inspiration by the Balmain structure. We wanted fun, modern twist to the polo classic by adding a eclectic, bold, and unique style to the. Okay, that's a
Right.
mouthful.
Yeah, it's a lot of buzzwords.
It
And
does.
I'm
Everyone.
being such a hater right now, but this is gossip break. We couldn't steam his pants before we took a picture. Wrinkles everywhere,
No, it
please.
is very, very
But I
wrinkly.
appreciate the look.
I appreciate his commitment to a theme, which I'm getting. I guess
Hmm.
they all probably picked like pink polo vibes because everyone's like kind of wearing pink except Jordan,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, I guess there is a pink vibe going on, but it's not.
Because then we have Summer in this long, with no description, might I add, guys, which
Yeah,
I
I was
feel
just gonna
like,
say no description. That says something. I'm kind of concerned for her.
yeah, which again is no shock because of how she ended the season.
Messy.
So,
No comment.
all right, then we have
Okay.
Alex, of course. His fashion vibe was Teddy Pendergrass meets Summer House Martha's Vineyard, whatever that means. He's wearing it.
It's a miss for me. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
like the bottom.
I don't like looking at men. The a personal preference is I don't like looking at men's chests like that.
He
It
doesn't know
like
how to pose.
the cut, I don't know. Again, Nick, save us. If you can hear us, save us.
Nick,
And
why don't you give them advice? They probably don't want to hear it from him.
yeah, whole time he has the best style.
And
And
then
then
finally,
we end with Miss Noel, who was the people's champ, and she was giving 2000s bombshell vixen, which I was gonna say it's giving bandage dress, like
it's literally a
yeah,
bandage dress. This literally looks like you
yeah,
can go back to 2010 and find this in the club. I mean, Noelle's a beautiful girl, but she could have done so much better.
yeah, again, I get the vibe she was going for, like, like the Herb Ledger wrap or bandage dress is like definitely a sign of the times, but then the shoes don't make sense. And then whatever. I literally
It is what it
again,
is.
we'll see how the reunion goes. I'm sure it'll disappoint me. Unfortunately. But I hope we give them a please give Martha's the MV,
MV.
please give MV a season 3. I want them to redeem themselves. They know they're on probation. They know they have one more chance to make it right. Production also has one more chance to make it right. And we really don't want this show to fail. Like I like to see it on Bravo. I like to see other franchises other than Housewives or Pump related and give the
And
people
I
a
think they're doing
chance.
a good job for only season 2. There's authentic drama. They seem like
Yes.
real friends, like they make sense of why they're all meshed together. And it's not giving like over the top where they're trying to overly produce storylines. It seems like I said,
Hmm.
authentic. I really enjoy it. And I think if they give them a season 3, they will not regret it. I hope I don't
Yeah,
regret saying that myself,
I
but I think
know.
it'll be worth it.
We'll see in 1 year. And it's crazy how both summer houses are over and it's literally not even summer.
That's what I want to see a show air during the time that it's kinda airing. Like, I wish we could get Summer House more in the summer because they air it during February, so it just feels like I'm
Out
just
of
inside,
place.
like, yeah, like, why are we they're, like, jumping in the pool talking about 4th of July, and people are inside shivering.
Yeah. Also, so I guess they must have filmed this last summer. I guess that's the thing. But with Love Island, I wonder if Bravo would ever do like a live
I could so see
show.
them doing that eventually.
That's where it's getting to, especially if you want to keep like the young shows like Summer House and like Winter House. Like that would be very interesting to see Bravo spin on that.
Yeah, I would be interested. Well, speaking of more Bravo shows, we have a few more little news stories. So this one will be quick, but Something About Her opened this week, which is the new sandwich shop by Katie Maloney and Ariana Madix, queens from Vanderpump Rules. It was, obviously a big topic of discussion this season. Like, is it not going to open? People coming for them, like, it's just a scam. You guys just wanted to sell merch. And here they are with their whole ass sandwich shop. So how about all of the haters can shut the fuck up? And if I hear one more person coming for Ariana and Katie again, you're done. You're blocked. Okay? You don't
No,
support women. I don't want to hear it.
I love the brand that they've both again, I'm not a super hard pump rules, but I feel like I get the general story. I've Wikipedia'd it. It does fascinate me. I'm keeping up with like the news and the recaps of it recently and just like looking at these pictures of Ariana and Katie. It's just such a cute brand and I feel like it just makes sense. It's very authentic, which I think
Yes.
considering the network that they're on, the show that they're on, they could be very inauthentic with their brands. Like, oh, I can just tell you're again trying to do a money grab, but you can tell like just by looking at it. I don't know if the sandwiches are good. I'm not saying all that, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I think
them.
it
It's a
says a
reflection of them.
It says a lot about their character as well, I
Mhm.
think, because a lot of people are saying like, "Oh, this is just a money grab, whatever." But if this was just a money grab, they could easily just keep doing influencer shit or, easy stuff. Like, it's not an easy feat to open up a brick and mortar shop
Yes.
where you're selling food. They clearly have some kind of passion in this, so I hope they succeed.
Yes, it's very cute, the branding, just, like, even the name, something about her, like,
Yeah,
that's
and when they were talking about it on Vanderpump Rules, I know you may not have watched this part of it, but Katie has grown up in a restaurant. I think her parents either owned a restaurant or she worked in one for like all her years growing up. So she always wanted to, do this. And then they were also saying like the inspiration behind it is all the sandwich shops are so like masculine, macho, like Jersey Mike's, Jimmy John's, like all of these like
yes.
very masculine names. And it's like
Mhm.
they wanted so something about her, it's just so cute. Like their little dainty, flavorful sandwiches. I mean, hopefully the sandwiches are good. They look
Yeah,
cute. And
they
I
do
like the
look really cute.
branding. But
Yeah,
I just
they're
think, yeah, like you said, it does feel authentic to them and kind of what they wanted to create. So I hope it works
mhm.
out.
Me too, especially with her hosting, like, I just love her brand. Good for her. I'm sorry, I know the drama is, like, like, she thinks she's God now, but honestly, you would do the same. You're just mad it didn't work for you, and it didn't work for you because you were inauthentic, like,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lala.
Sorry.
I'm
And
sorry,
the thing is
Lauren
like, at this
from
point, okay,
Utah.
so Love Island asked her back because I know she had a guest hosting opportunity right after the Scandival stuff happened. And
Mhm.
then they're obviously asking her back now to be the full-time host. And to me, clearly, if like, I just feel like people are trying to insinuate that she's getting all these opportunities just because of Scandival. But I feel like at this point, if people are asking her back or having, like, Chicago's having her do another round of shows, Love Island invited her back to be a host. They clearly see something in her that's more than this, this
Yes.
Scandival that happened over a year ago at this point.
Yes,
Like
you're
she's
right.
clearly professional. And I think
Talented.
I've heard so much stuff about that, of how she, she's professional, she's kind to work with, she's like kind of giving Kim K.
Yeah,
And so I love that for her, like, just having, like,
yes,
really
she
good behind the scenes reputation of working with her.
no,
So I no
I
wonder she's getting
agree.
all these opportunities.
Yeah, because you guys would have gotten those opportunities. Like, yes, maybe Scandival got her name and everyone's faces, but I don't think people realize like how hard it is to keep momentum for
Mm,
like longevity. Is like, okay, you had one viral moment, you had your 15 minutes of fame. How are you going to turn this into an empire? And it's not like she came out of nowhere. She had been on the show for the last
mhm.
however many seasons.
Yeah,
You know, respect it. Something about her. Check it out. Let us know if the sandwiches taste good. I really hope they do. I'll be really
and
sad
if
if they
they're bad, keep it to yourself. We
don't.
support women.
Yeah, sorry. Women deserve to be heard, right and wrong.
Exactly. And then our last Bravo news is the official Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and Real Housewives of Atlanta cast has dropped. So we
Yes.
kind of just wanted to chit chat about both of those. You want to take it away with Atlanta and then we can end with
Sure.
Beverly Hills?
I think Atlanta and Beverly Hills are like the frontiers, I would say, like the two big ones. Like it was Potomac, but they've lost it a little
I would
bit,
say it even
obviously.
used to be New York and then they rebooted it. So,
Yes.
where it
So
fell off.
yeah, it fell off and then they rebooted it, whatever they did. So, everyone's trying to apologize for their sins with production and casting. So we have two new casts with RHOA. We have no other than Portia Williams coming back. We all know that Portia's last season wasn't a she kind of had to fall from grace in dating and then eventually marrying one of her castmates' ex-husband.
That
And
was
it was very
so,
yeah,
oh my
it
God,
was like there's no words for
literally
that.
speechless.
Yeah, like I don't have any words for that considering where we are, what, like probably a year and a half out from finding that out that they're in the middle of a very nasty divorce and she's back on the show. And honestly, like I know Bravo's paying her back because we need a good storyline on Atlanta. And like, as an audience that has been watching since 2008, I want to see this unfold, Portia Williams. So we're glad you're back. Of course, next to no other than Kenya Moore, who, notoriously, these two have literally duked it out
I'm
in
so
the
excited to see this.
reunions. literally dragged across the floor. And it's really sad because they also came onto the show at the same time, the same season. And it's just interesting to see now, like, okay, girls, like, we're literally giving you the key to the show. You better work. And I've been seeing on Instagram that they are posed and happy because they literally have the same storyline. They've dealt with the same scary kind of men. They were both pregnant at
Mhm.
the same time. Like, it's just like, girls, why can you not get along? Like, you guys should get along.
That's how
And
I felt with Monique and Candace, like, kinda coming around the same
yes,
time, having, like, younger families getting married recently or whatever. I don't know if Monique and her man were together longer, but still, they felt, like, very similar and, like, similar spaces, and it's like they should have been friends, and it's like, "Why
yes.
can't you guys get along?"
Yeah, just over like stupid petty stuff. And I'm glad they're both putting their pride to the side and like, look, bitch, we have the
Yeah.
chance. We're given a second chance. We need to work it. Like, you're going
Yeah,
through a
learn from
divorce.
Potomac's mistakes.
Yeah, and make it work. Which next to them, we have Portia, Kenya. We are bringing back Drew Sidor, which last season, of course, we ended with her getting a divorce from Ralph, and she sang to him at the reunion, which was very
That was
cringe.
so cringe. Oh god, girl.
And then those are our returning housewives. And then we have Shamia, who used to be a friend of Portia's, who gets along again, is friends with Kenya, and she also is in the same phase of life, has a young daughter. Like, she married like some rich African guy. She was like a basketball dancer. She's a cute girl. She doesn't bring everything. She's not the biggest personality in the room, but again, not
Mhm.
everyone needs to be the biggest personality in the room,
You always need,
which
like, the neutral person.
yeah, she's a cute, fun girl, and she's obviously gonna be the bridge between Portia and Kenya, and I kind of love that
Yeah.
because, we need a force
That's
like
needed,
that.
something authentic to bridge them.
Yeah, something real, and their friendship with both of them is real because I think they have like the same surrogate as like Candy, who is not on the show this season. They all have the same
Yeah.
surrogate. Yeah. So
Candy's not on this season. That's gonna be, like, her first time not on ever.
yeah, she's the longest running
Longest
housewife
running.
ever, and she's not back. Also, notably with Marlo, who's a friend of the show forever, and they did not ask her back. I'm not surprised. We all know Marlo has a nasty mouth on her, and she'll do anything for attention. And she finally got her peach and she ruined it, like we all thought she would. So that's disappointing. Also, who's gone is Sonia. Again, nothing memorable really about her. She was a Olympic track star. And Sheree, of course. How can I forget spring, summer joggers, September, Sheree. Again, I think this is like what, her fourth time getting fired off of Real Housewives. No comment. I like no
Literally.
comment. And then we have three newbies who I literally don't know. So I'm like, I don't want to like, I don't know. This is kind of bad, but I
Like,
don't want to
say
like,
too much.
yeah, say too much because I don't know who they are. So
Yeah.
hopefully they bring it, whatever. And then
We'll
we have
see.
Cynthia Bailey returning as a friend of on the show. I don't know. It's giving like old Atlanta a little bit with a splash of
Yeah.
some newness. So I'm hoping that's exactly what it is because we need some of the past and the future. Let's keep it
Yeah, I'm
going.
excited to start watching and seeing how this all these complex friendships happen.
Yes, yes, because that's what it's all about, right?
Yes. Okay. Next up is Beverly Hills cast. So I'm just gonna read off the diamonds. So we have Garcelle Beauvais, Erica Jane, Dorit Kemsley, Kyle Richards, Sutton Strack. So pretty much all the main girls are
Hmm.
coming back, but well, besides Crystal, which I am actually upset about. I know Crystal's polarizing. People either love her or hate her. I personally love her. I think that she needed more seasons. Like, people say, oh,
Yeah,
Crystal didn't show her personality. I just think that she wasn't edited well. I mean, it's hard to show your personality when they don't show you on the show. What was she supposed to do?
right.
So, I thought that was a mistake not having her back. I thought it was probably a good thing to not have Anna Marie back because she just got too caught up
Definitely.
in, like, the logistics too much. Then we have Kathy Hilton and Jennifer Tilly as friends of. Kathy Hilton as a friend of. I think that's probably the right spot for her. I don't think she shares enough to be
No.
center diamond. And so yeah,
Mm-mm.
but I think, like, we just need to see, like, the little, like, when it's too much of her, I get annoyed. I just want to see, like, the little quirky moments. So I think friend of should hopefully be a good spot for her. And then
Yes.
Jennifer Tilly is friends with Sutton.
Interesting.
And finally, we have a new housewife, Bazoma St. John. So I looked her up just a little bit, and you know, I'm
She's a
so impressed
queen.
by her resume. So
Yes.
I'm gonna have to talk about it because Becky and I are marketing girlies. So listen to
Yeah.
this bio. Bazoma St. John is an influencer and American businesswoman who has had a stellar career in marketing, most recently as the global chief marketing officer at Netflix. Then she was a senior marketing executive at Pepsi, Apple Music, Uber, and Endeavor.
Wow.
So literally
Killer.
so she's definitely a business woman. So I'm excited to see that just because, personally we're into marketing. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
excited to see our marketing girl.
No, and I just love that we're getting back to our like rich and famous roots of Beverly Hills.
Yes.
Like, yes, we want real celebrity adjacent people with Jennifer Tilly. She's in the Chucky movies, I believe, and she's like was married to the creator of The Simpsons.
So yeah, she has like her Hollywood ties or, famous celebrity ties, whatever you want to call it.
Yes. So we have like real celebrities, chief marketing officer of Netflix. Like, yes, we want the inside scoop of how the 90210, like the real thing.
Yes. So I'm
So we love it.
excited. Okay, so now let's get into a little bit of a Real Housewives of New Jersey recap. Let's just get right into it. This was the lowest rated slashed watched episode yet. So
Yikes.
this is not looking good for the future of the franchise. I could totally see them doing like a reboot of this, like they did New York, because New York was such an iconic franchise. I don't think anybody thought they would touch them, and they touched
No,
them. So New Jersey is really got to get it together because I mean, we were
we're
talking about this. We just feel like
tired.
it's so stale. The storylines every season we're at the Jersey Shore, you know?
Every season, Teresa and Melissa are fighting, and the kids, and the this
Every
and the
season we're going
that.
to
And
Dolores' softball game.
yes, and we're always doing Margaret's mess, which I mean, it's good to have like some pillars of the show, right? That keep it familiar. Like Atlanta, for example, always had like the Bailey cues, like, and those gave us good. The reason why they kept that on TV is because every time those girls got in a barbecue setting, they cut the fuck up. But like, I don't
Yes,
want
it
to
was
watch
actually
another.
entertaining.
Yeah, it's really entertaining. I don't want to watch them at the Jersey Shore fight again for the fifth year in a row.
Yeah, it's getting stale. We got to switch it up.
We
So,
got to.
yeah, starting off with that in mind, I was like, okay, well, that's rough. I feel like nothing too much happened this episode besides the
No.
ending with the conversation with Jen Fessler, Marge,
Yeah.
and Jackie, and Rachel Fuda, but we'll get to that eventually. So let's start back up from the top. So the main thing in the beginning of the episode that I noted was Joe Gorga calls Bill Aiden to, kind of extend an olive branch and invite him to his birthday party at the
Mhm.
storehouse. And when he calls, it's so funny because they were already talking about him. And Jen's like, put it on speaker, me.
I would do the same thing. You
And
can
then
say to
he
him, you can
doesn't put
say to
it on
me.
speaker and walks upstairs. Like, I would have been so nosy, like, get your ass down here. I want to hear what you're
Literally.
talking about. But I feel like Bill is just kind of like a respectful guy. Like, he's like, no, like, we could talk about this just between us. You guys don't need to be listening. So they talk, and Joe invites him to his birthday party at the shore house. And Bill politely declines and says, like, I think Jen and Melissa kind of need to talk before, we're like partying and stuff like that, which is understandable. But I wanted to talk about this because I think a lot of people are kind of confused, like, why are they really not talking, Jen and Melissa? Because I know, Jen kind of brought up the
Hmm.
cheating thing last year, but I think people's confusion is like, why does Jen expect an apology from Melissa when she's the one who kind of outed the cheating rumor? Like, if anything, Jen should be apologizing to Melissa, not the other way around, which I totally
Hmm.
understand. But there is a big piece of context missing here that the show is not showing, and it's really pissing me off at this point. And this is why I get so frustrated with Jersey, is because there's like stuff that happens off air, like off the season,
Yeah.
online, that they don't talk about, and it causes drama on the season. And if that's the case, I think they need to like make it aware, but they don't.
Hmm.
So the context for this is, at least what I believe the context is that there was some drama that happened at BravoCon between Jen Aiden, Melissa Gorga, and Joe Gorga. So basically what happened is they were like in this hotel lobby, and this is obviously right after the cheating stuff had happened, or like
Oh
the cheating
gosh.
rumor season stuff had happened. So there was, a lot of more intense emotions at the time. And they were in a hotel lobby, and I don't know how it started, but like Joe Gorga and Melissa are kind of taunting Jen, and Jen's by herself. Like she doesn't have Bill. I think she just had her little assistant who's like our age, like this little young girl. So, you know, she's not like with her husband and her family. Melissa has Joe, and then there's like some other Bravo stars, like Brian Benny from like Family Karma is like next to them, which I'm like, it makes me look at him sideways now. But anyways, they're kind of
Oh my
taunting
God.
Jen, and Joe calls her like you. I think he calls her like you fucking dirty rat or you fucking dirty bitch. It was either something like either you
What?
fucking dirty rat or bitch. That's what it was.
Either
And
way.
Melissa was like taunting her from across the room, like, you know, like waving and like kissing at her, like, hi, hi, like, you know, just riling her up. And then their assistant came closer to Jen and got like so close to her, like kind of like inches away. And I think Jen felt threatened and she threw her drink at the assistant. So there was like big altercation because of the BravoCon stuff. And Jen was
Wow.
saying, you know, like she felt like she wasn't protected because she wasn't like with her husband and her family, and the two of them are like taunting her and coming at her, calling her a bitch, a rat. And then, you know, she threw the drink.
Ew.
So, which obviously, like throwing the drink is not good either, because like that's literally assault. But I feel like if you didn't know this, you would be like, why the fuck are they having issues right now? And
Mm-hmm.
I now
That
that you
makes
know
sense.
that, I feel like it makes a lot more sense why Jen is expecting an apology from the Gorgas.
I'm sorry if someone did that to me, period. I wouldn't even expect an apology. Like you're just like that's the thing about Jersey. It just gets so nasty. It's like why would I ever speak to you
Mm-hmm.
again if you let your husband called me a dirty little bitch or a dirty little rat? That's disgusting. Like I don't have there's no words that we could exchange that would like
Yeah.
make me want to move on.
And there's videos of it. Like you guys can look it up online. I mean, it's not like circulating obviously on Bravo TV, Instagram, but you could definitely find it. And I'm not exactly sure, like I said, the exact verbiage of the words, but it was very derogatory. You know,
Yeah.
enough where it's like a man should never be talking to a woman like that.
No.
And like I would just be so embarrassed if my husband was
Yes.
yelling at a woman like that. I would be like, stop it, rather than
No.
like egging him on, you know, making kissy faces and waving at her. So
Oh
I
my
just,
gosh, that's so gross.
but I mean,
It's
I
gross.
guess kudos to them for even being able to get together again, her and Melissa, and maybe working this out. Cause, you know, on the
Yeah.
previews, it looks like they start to work things out. So
Oh my God,
messy.
it's
Like, I feel like they
awful.
have to show these things or talk about these things because it's like, I feel like they purposefully make Jen Aiden kind of seem crazy because people are, like
Yeah.
I said, probably like, why is she expecting an apology? Like, this bitch was the one who was in the wrong.
Oh my gosh. That's
So,
disgust
anyways,
like
they politely decline and we move on.
naturally.
And the next notable scene is Teresa and her daughters, and they're at dinner for Gabriella, just saying bye again before she goes to college. And I really just like watching these scenes of the girls with Teresa. I don't know. Like I said, this is when I like to watch Teresa, is when she's with her
Yes.
daughters. So I feel like because she's not hanging out with the other group, we're getting such this like kind, warm version of her because she's only with
Mhm.
her kids. So it's
Yeah, like
nice
I
to
like
see.
again, I like when they're funny. Like I'm if they're gonna be fighting all the time, like we're gonna have some scenes where it's just like the people that get along and they're not talking about the other people, like real funny scenes, like heartwarming scenes, something, or talking about their kids, talking about their husbands, like whatever it is, but just the bickering, my goodness, ladies, too
Yeah, it just
much.
becomes too much. There has to be a better balance.
Yeah, like that scene with her daughters. I literally love every scene with her daughters because it's just like this is so
It feels so authentic
sweet.
and sweet,
Yes.
yeah.
And it's like you can
That's the
tell
best part of
that
Jersey is the
like
family scenes.
yeah, and like you can tell that she's really proud of the daughters that she's raised and she really did raise like smart, beautiful, like good girls
Considering the
despite
circumstances, yeah.
yes, the despite all the things that they've been through, like they've I'm very impressed with how they turned out. So
Yeah,
kudos
same.
to True.
So yeah, that was really sweet to see. And then, you know, we have Joe's Shore birthday party that we've seen a million times at this point, as we've noted, but it is what it is. They're getting rowdy, drinking shots out of like literally an inflatable sex doll. They're just, it's like it's so jarring to go from that family scene to then Nate taking a shot out of a sex doll's ass.
Like, please, guy. Like, they're so it's so
That's
like
so
Jersey. I feel
Jersey.
like it's so fratty. Oh my gosh, I feel like I'm watching overgrown frat boys,
Family
which
and
is exactly what
frats,
they are.
basically.
Yes.
So the
Oh
guys are
my
trying
god.
to get Buddha and Polly good again. And Polly's just like, I just like, if you have a problem with him, then that's your problem. I don't need to be involved in it. And I guess they kind of
Mhm.
make up. I mean, I don't know. Guys just move past shit. Oh my God, wait. I have to tell you about this story about John Fuda. Oh my.
Yes.
So I don't know, did you see this picture that came up recently on social media? Like he has this IMDb page and he's wearing these Dolce& Gabbana glasses with the sticker still on the glasses.
I
Like
haven't
the
seen the
Dolce& Gabbana is
sticker.
still on the glasses. So people have been like,
Um,
it's just coming up recently, like the past few days, like laughing at him about it. And I showed my husband this picture because my husband is an eye doctor. So I was like, look at this guy with the sticker still on his glasses. And he was like, wait a minute, I've seen that picture before. And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, no, I'm
what?
serious. He's like, and my Facebook group page, like he has like this, like this optometrist kind of Facebook group page where like
Of
all these
course.
optometrists,
Yeah.
go in there. It's like a little community network, whatever. He said that somebody in that page weeks ago posted that picture. They didn't know he was a housewife guy, posted that picture. It was basically like all the
Oh.
optometrists were clowning him because he left this sticker on his glasses.
Oh my
So Fuda
goodness.
is
We
not
got
only a
hot
joke
tea.
to the Bravo community, he is literally spreading into other niche networks like of eye doctors. I thought I was dying laughing when he told me that.
Oh, like a clown in every community,
Every
literally.
community, this man is a clown. And
Oh my
Paramus
gosh.
in the
And
optometrist
Paramus.
community. Oh
Oh
my
my,
God. So
no, I'm
anyways,
looking
yeah.
at the pictures now. And why didn't anyone tell him to take, like, what? No one told you to take
He wanted
the
to show off
sticker
the
off?
brand. He's a brand. I
I
can't.
want
This
everyone
man
to know
wants
these
to
are
be.
Dolce.
Oh, you know what? Another thing I found out, listening to another podcast, the All About TRH podcast, giving them credit. They found out that Rachel Fuda had a fan account for Bravo before she joined the page, and her name was Bravo
Yes.
Lover 1234. So
Yes.
like I just feel like we
I
need to
did know
just call
that.
her that from now on. Bravo Lover 1234. And that's literally why her and her husband are the way that they are, because they are
Yeah.
have been trying to be housewives. Like, of course they're gonna pick fights with Teresa because they know what makes storylines.
Yeah, no, it's very obvious. We see you for what you are. And Danielle is like kind of a fame whore too, because I guess she was on True Life or she was on a
Oh my God, yeah, on
reality
MTV a long
on
time
MTV.
ago.
Yeah, she
I
was on a
heard about that.
show and she literally said on the show, like, I want to be famous. And like it gives like thirsty, but not in the same way that that Bravo
It's
Lover one,
different
two,
ways.
three
Like I
gives
feel like
thirsty.
Danielle is very
Yeah.
upfront about it, whereas like Bravo Lover is trying to hide it. It's like, no, we found out that you were a
Yeah, the
Bravo
fact
Lover.
that
We found out your man was a drug dealer, allegedly.
yeah, yeah, like he got arrested. Like that is like
I
public
can't with
record,
them.
but hey.
So, anyways, the most important episode or part of the episode was the sit down at the end, where basically Marge and Rachel Fuda kind of confront Jen Fessler because they don't like that she had a conversation with Teresa. And
So
Jen Fessler's
dumb.
like, what did you expect me to do? Like, go up and talk to her and say, like, I fucking hate your husband? Like, no, like, I'm going to sit down and listen to her. And I feel like honestly Jen is being a little bit messy here because she did tell Marge, like, I'm not gonna
Hmm.
talk to Teresa. And then she wanted to talk to Teresa. And I respect her doing her own thing. She could do it if she wants. But I have to say I understand why the girls are a little annoyed. I mean, I think
But
that
they're taking it too
like we
far.
said, yes, that's what I was just about to say. But I understand why they're annoyed, but they're taking it too far because it was one conversation. They're acting like they went out to lunch and sat down, like they were already at a same space and then want to go talk. It's not like they
Like, why
coordinated,
wouldn't
texted, hey, let's go meet up and have lunch and we could discuss this. It was not that serious.
no? And why is Fudo crying? Why is Bravo Lover 123 crying? Like, why are you crying at somebody else's event because your friend talked to somebody that's was mean to you?
Because your friend
Like,
had
think
a
about that.
conversation with
Yeah,
somebody
and it,
else.
again, yeah, you're absolutely right. They didn't go to lunch and make it like a whole scene and like spill. She literally was like, "Let me see your pen. I'm gonna hit this pen and I'm gonna talk to this girl for 15 minutes and we're gonna dish it out because you know what? I like Teresa and I ain't your fucking soldier." And she ate with that.
Period.
Like,
She ate with
because
that, like that whole monologue, because it's so true. Like, I can be your friend, but I do not have to be you and act the same way as you.
right. Like I like the girl. She's done nothing to me. She's funny. If I'm nice to her, they'll keep me on the show.
I mean, yeah, and she's obviously clearly like breaking the fourth wall here. She's clearly thinking, I it would probably make better TV as well for me to be more neutral. Like maybe she's trying to be a Dolores too. Like she sees how Dolores is center stage right now because she's on both sides. Like I'm trying to get a piece of that.
No,
And they're not
100%.
letting her.
Yeah, no, that's such a good point. Like, look at what the Peacemaker did on the show. Like, it's better
Mm-hmm.
to be liked by both sides and like maybe piss them off in the long run. But like, hey, like again, I'm securing my spot for next season. I have job
Yep.
security. And it's funny, like the scenes with Fessler and Teresa are funny. The scenes with her and Fuda are funny. Like she's
Mm-hmm.
playing her cards right. She knows her role in the show. And again, I ain't your fucking soldier. I love that. And I'm glad that Goldschneider is finally catching on to that lesson too. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? It's probably better to have Teresa at least as a mutual or a neutral or a
Yes.
bestie than have her as a fucking enemy because they literally got me off the show.
Because the thing is, like, nobody is telling you guys that you have to be enemies with Teresa. You really could just be neutral. You don't have to do sides. And it's like you see I mean, I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming they see the comments. Nobody wants the competition, the sides, the team Melissa, team Teresa. We just want you guys to act normally. And like I also
Yes.
don't get then, like Marge and Rachel are talking to Danielle and explaining what happened to Danielle. And Danielle's literally sitting there probably like, wait, but I hang out with Teresa and you. And it's like, how is it okay for Danielle to do that, but it's not okay for Fessler? Like, you
Right.
guys are just, or you guys are being hypocrites.
They better turn this ship around. And I'm serious, but I don't
Yep,
think they are because like in the opening of this season's trailer, it was like glasses everywhere at some like smoothie Italian restaurant. So I'm like,
of course.
it's
Rails.
it's like it's gonna go south like it's gone every single season for the past five. And it's like, what are they gonna do next season? Because they can't keep
We
doing
got
this.
to
And they're
do
not gonna
something
get rid of
different.
Teresa.
They need to either give like Teresa her own spin-off show. Like I would love to watch that with just her family and then continue on with some other
Hmm.
housewives or totally reboot it. Honestly, they probably just need to totally reboot it. If the problem is that they
I
don't want
don't
to get rid of
know.
Teresa, then give her her own show and reboot it. Or you guys have to get along because like I think Julia
Yeah.
Fox was on Watch What Happens Live and she was
I
saying
was
like,
just, I
yeah, she
literally,
was
when
like,
you said that, I was
you
like,
guys
Julia
don't have to
Fox.
like each other, but you have to be in the same room and not like each other. Like this separate scenes bullshit. It's like, why are we watching this? We watch this to see the relationships, not for everybody to film separate scenes.
No, it's ridiculous. And she's right. Like, Julia Fox was on Watch What Happens Live and said, Angie, you need to step in and say, look, I'm your boss, because it's true. I write your checks at the end of the day. This is frustrating to watch. Nobody wants to watch you guys do this weird, nasty game with each other. Like
Yep,
something has got to give. I don't know if they'll like completely reboot it just because they just bought Fuda on, which like
that's
is
true.
thirsty as hell. So they want to keep, they're gonna
Her
want to
and
keep
Danielle
that.
could turn this around and they need to add Fessler as
Yeah.
full time.
Yeah. Like I think that may be where like they separate it a little bit, like where it's different
Mm-hmm.
but the same. Like again, bridging the old with the new. Kenya and Portia can get along. You two can get along. Or Margaret and somebody like Margaret, like you guys can get along. I'm sorry. Like if it's literally for the sake of your job.
Yes, exactly. It's literally for the sake of your job. Get
Millions of
it
dollars.
together. Get it to, like they're just so prideful. They want to be like if I don't, if I refuse to film with her, then maybe they'll kick her off. No, we're not kicking anybody off. We like you guys all as a cast. We are trying to get you guys to get it the fuck together. Like please. This
I'm worried about
episode,
those
it
lazy
felt like a
girls.
blur of everything that's kind of already happened, of any other kind of season. So hopefully it turns around.
I hope so too. I really hope so too.
But yeah, that was our little Friday yappy hour. We had some hot topics, RHONJ recap. We'll be back next week with 2 episodes.
Yes.
Just we got a little bit mixed up trying to do this in-person thing and then our tech not working, but we'll be back next week with some more and some better audio. So thank you
Of
for
course.
still listening. And obviously, please remember to leave us a 5-star rating and a review and like and subscribe.
Yes, like, download, follow us on Instagram at Gossip Break Pod, where you can see us more actively every single day, the same giggles, gossips, and gasp. And again, thank you for your patience with us this week. It's been like a little chaotic. We have one episode, Bree's literally in a closet, but you know what? Like,
We're
and
making
that's
it
why you
work
love
because we're having
us.
so much fun.
Yes, we want you guys to have fun too. So thank you everyone who's listened and downloaded episode. We really, really so
Yes, we're seriously so grateful. So thank you, and we'll see you guys next week.
bye.
Bye.